I didn't know this was going to be like a recorded thing, but I assume it's being recorded.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, if I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to pretend like I have to get off the phone for a moment.
There you
gonna pretend like you got to get off the phone?
go. Ever threats made between, like, in your rocky relationships or whatever was going on?
What do you mean, like a threat?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Tough Topic. My name is Brittany. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. So for those of you who have been following the Mica Miller case, or if you've just been following me, then you already know that there is so much more to this story. So someone who did play a big role in Mica's death is her pastor husband, John Paul Miller. Although John Paul denies any involvement, he's been pretty open about the struggles Mica faced mentally, including her being bipolar. But months after different media outlets trying to get an interview with him, he agrees to do an over-the-phone interview with a creator from TikTok named Flo.
Over the phone? It sounded like they did the interview with those damn tin cans with the wire attached to them. You used to put one in the treehouse and one on the floor, and you would like try to talk to your brother up there. Hey, what are you doing? And you couldn't even hear anything through there. You just heard him talking from up there. That's what it sounded like.
Considering this interview is behind a paywall, I will not share it here because for obvious reasons, from a creator to another, you just don't do that. That's like taking money out of his pocket, and also it's just morally wrong. However, I will share what my takeaways are from the interview and we can discuss from there. Now, why JP decided to be interviewed by a TikTok blogger instead of a large media outlet like News Nation or Law and Crime, to me is pretty simple. He wants the opportunity to control the narrative and not be called out on his lies. So right off bat, I will say that JP owned up to absolutely nothing and took no accountability for the parts that he played. So I'm going to start with...
I mean, I've watched a couple of Flo's videos, but like, has he done interviews in the past? Does anybody know? Does anybody watch his channel regularly? I mean, I've seen a few of his videos, but was that his first interview? Probably first interview of that magnitude, I would imagine, right? And if that's the case, then absolutely, JP just fed off of his inexperience. He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this guy and I can just say whatever I want. He's not gonna press me on it.
The relevant questions, which is the released nude photo that he posted to Facebook.
In it, he's apologizing for a series of things, and one of them is a photo that was produced on the internet. It was topless of her. We're not going to show that here, of course, but in the apology, he says, "I'm sorry for putting a picture of you on the internet. It was for less than 1 hour and immediately taken down. I was hurt that you were telling everyone horrible, intimate details of my past sin, and I just wanted to try and hurt you. Please forgive me. It was evil of me to do that."
Although we do have the footage of him threatening for the photo to be posted online and Mica is in the background saying, okay, you'll go to jail, he denies it ever happened, even claiming that the email that he sent apologizing to News Nation correspondent, it was forced by Mica because she told him that if he did it, she would actually take her medication. Now, that doesn't even make sense to me at all. But JP also...
It doesn't make sense to me either. Does it make sense to any of y'all? Does that make sense? Or does it not? Thumbs up in the chat if it makes no sense to you. Just give me a little thumbs up in the chat right now if you're just like sitting here going, what?
Also says that he has not shared the 350 pieces of proof or evidence yet because of the ongoing case, but his attorneys have it. So you remember he went on one of the platforms, True Crime Re, and stated that he has so much proof and evidence that he is not responsible and he will expose who is responsible for her death. He has not done that yet. So yet again, something else that was just an example of JP blowing smoke up our butts. He says that Mica has always tried to take her own life and says that some days at random she would tell him that it was her time to die. He also states that that wasn't the first time that...
And you didn't want to get help for that? You wanted to keep it a secret to not embarrass her? Allegedly, that's what you said. That's pretty crazy.
Mica purchased a firearm from the pawn shop. And speaking of pawn shop,
Thank you, Karen.
he did say that he's not seen the footage at its entirety of the pawn shop, like in depth. I wonder why. But JP also claims that Mica tried to drug him with CBD, and Susie, you know, we all know Susie.
CBD.
Bruh.
She tried to relax me. She tried to make all my troubles go away. She tried to give me health benefits from an oil derived from hemp plants.
How dare you?
What the hell are you talking about? Isn't that like taking vitamin C tablets? Can you imagine? She put emergency in my drinks and made it a delicious orange flavor that boosted my vitamin C by 1,000% that day.
It's a connection.
She put a liquid IV inside of my water bottle so that I got nearly 3 times the amount of hydration I would normally receive with just one singular bottle of water. What are you talking about? Okay.
Right? She came over to check on him after Mica called her. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard him say that she has attempted to harm him. So it's almost like his story of her attempts to harm herself wasn't shocking enough to the public. So now he has to go a bit further so she could be portrayed as some sort of psycho. None of what I've seen shows that as Mica's character at all. I mean, not even just going by what her family is saying her character is. It's just all the unseen footage doesn't show that she's some psycho. It just shows that she's someone in a very toxic marriage and trying hard to escape without judgment or dishonoring God. JP says in the interview that Mica struggled a lot, but he did not contribute to those struggles. Most of his defense was Mica's issues came from refusing to take her medication. So this entire interview was nothing new that JP hasn't already said before, of course, other than her attempting to harm him. In my opinion, he would be better off saving people trouble and doing his own like home video with explanations like he has been doing, because I don't think he's ever going to take any accountability for anything. But if you have thoughts on this, please share it below. If you have already seen the entire interview, great. Share below your thoughts. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And let's not miss the main reason what this is for. It's for
Justice for Mica. Purple hearts in the chat, y'all.
justice for Mica. It's not for anything else. So